My name is Katrina, and this is my story. The summer months were in full swing by August, but my 16-year-old body was more like an 80-year-old woman's in a nursing home. Only a few short months before, I was a 3-sport athlete. Then cancer came, and it arrived with a vengeance. July of 2009 was coming to an end, but the diagnosing process was just beginning. I went to the doctor 3 times before the word cancer was muttered. During this process, the doctors told me that if I drew the short straw of cancer, Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is a sought-after diagnosis. Ultimately, I was diagnosed with stage 2 Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and the life that I knew as a teenager in the Midwest was knocked over like a child does to a Jenga tower. An image I thought of frequently was of a friend or a family member searching their Barnes & Noble shelves high and low for a copy of How to Treat People with Cancer for Dummies. Although this book doesn't exist, I'm almost positive that a copy could be found at the tacky, overpriced hospital gift shops. Additionally, I would bet thousands of dollars in medical bills that a copy was given out to all of my friends and family. I'm fairly confident that the author, who clearly never a cancer patient, of How to Treat People with Cancer for Dummies included an entire chapter on how to talk about baldness. The more popular comments were, "It'll grow back," or "You look really good bald," none of which were particularly helpful to hear as a teenager whose long blonde hair was falling out in clumps. One of my favorite tips from this made-up book would be the offering of warm blankets. These were blankets that were placed in a warmer at the hospital, and when doctors and nurses didn't know what to do or found themselves at a loss for words, they would offer a warm blanket. I think their thought process went a little something like this. "Oh, you have cancer? Would you like a warm blanket?" Another personal warm blanket offer went, "Honey, you have been in the hospital for 40 consecutive days. Can I get you a warm blanket?" Of course, the offering of warm blankets did not miraculously cure my cancer, but being wrapped in the warm embrace of a blanket made me feel a little less cold and alone. Throughout the entire process, I was told some cancers are better than others. I suppose Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, for me, was the charming, graceful, and polite one of the bunch. But cancer is cancer, no matter how you sugarcoat it. Cancer comes into lives like a wrecking ball and destroys any kind of normal along its path. I never thought that I would be diagnosed with cancer as a teenager, but throughout the months of chemotherapy, blood transfusions, and immense sadness, I encountered many well-intentioned, kind, generous people doing their best to show their love for me in the best way that they knew how. This is my story. What is yours?